was for Connor. That's probably gonna sound really loud. Listen, I don't know what's going on in here. I took a week off. What am I doing? I have not done my schedule yet. I don't like how you guys are sitting. That needs to be redone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Do I like that better? I don't know. I feel like I don't understand how you guys look like you're tipped backwards. Why? Like, yeah, why? I want you to see my mess. I want you to see my mess. That's all my mess. Never cleaned. Never cleaned. It looks the same as it did 6 months ago. Like, the computer room is probably the least looked after room. Oh, that's nice. I should put Connor's card away for his insurance. Okay. I think that what is setting this off is that's for my class. Sorry, this is chaotic. Don't worry. Did that have anything on the back? It says retreat. Okay. Maybe I'll put that on top of here. Okay. Now I don't feel like we're leaning backwards. Woohoo! Okay, good morning. My name is Sasha with Ray of Hope, Reiki, and more. Reiki, same thing. I have sent out the newsletter. If you have never received the newsletter, they're pretty fun. It just kind of gives you a forecast for the month. So like this one's obviously, it went out December 1st. Sometimes I get them out a week early. Sometimes it's like a day early. And October, I don't think I got it out at all. It was like September or October was a horrible month for me. But I usually try to get them out every month, and so then you get a spirit animal message, a fairy message, all of our sound baths, if you're interested in our sound baths, are in that newsletter. And maybe you're not interested in this because you see all of our events on Facebook, but maybe like you know of somebody who doesn't use Facebook, and maybe you could pass along the message, and if they sent me their email, then they could get on the newsletter list, and then they would get all of our events for the month and all of our sound baths for the month. And if you've ever told somebody before, like, oh, well, I go to so-and-so's, blah, 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 and they're like, oh yeah, I don't have Facebook, I can't see that, like, they can get the events through the newsletter. So it talks about how we're going to be working on our heart chakra and our root chakra connection. So that is going to be for the month. And then we have some really cool sound baths. December 4th, that's our first one. I think that's this Thursday at 7. We're doing a full moon sound bath with Danielle. I think she's helping you reach your spirit animals. December 12th is the 12/12 portal. I'm going to do some sort of candle ritual with us. And then Crystal will play the sound bowls. December 18th is a cacao ceremony. December 28th is a pine cone releasing and like what we want to manifest. So all of our sound baths, we like that you reserve so that we know how many people are coming. In the summertime, it doesn't matter as much. We would like to know that you're coming, because if we don't have anybody coming for some odd reason, then we would cancel and Crystal wouldn't have to drive. But it is more important in the winter time that you guys let us know that you're coming by reserving, so that we can make sure that we have the allotted space available, because we have 10 spots. You can book a separate sound bath. Like if you wanted to do your work group or like something like that, you could book separately for a sound bath. If you wanted to do a couples sound bath, I bet we could do that. You could even do like a couples sound bath with me doing Reiki, or if you wanted to book Danielle, maybe she's more your vibe, then we could do a sound bath with Danielle and her energy work. Like we are very open to booking separately if you guys don't want to come to the group events. December 13th, woohoo, is our crafting event. So we'll be making Yule logs. So we went out and Troy cut some Yule logs. So he cuts some logs out in the forest with us, and he will drill out some holes so that we can put our candles in the Yule log, and then I'll have some decorations for you guys to put onto your Yule log. There is wood burning tools. I think I've got the Yule goat. I'm hoping that I got it on sale for Black Friday, but there was these little ornaments that are Yule goats, so I'm hoping that those we'll be able to glue those onto our Yule log this year. And then I got some new flowers in green and red colors. And then we have the pine stuff, and we have the potpourri and stuff from last year. So we have lots of pine cones and sticks and things. So it's just going to be fun to decorate our Yule log. And for us, we like to burn our Yule log. Oh my gosh, you put so much work into your Yule log. Why would you burn it? But it's like an offering for a good year, an offering to get through the winter months, being healthy, happy, fed, sheltered, and stuff. So we burn our Yule logs. I do take off my pretty decorations that I want to keep, that I'm like, I'm not going to burn that because that I like that. And then you can add it to next year's Yule log if you want, or you could just save it for another craft. But we're also doing the witches ornaments. So that is the glass round ornaments where you put all of the glittery, herby things in there, and it's supposed to attract anything that is negative or toxic that comes into your home, your energy, your space. And the intention is that it gets absorbed into that ball so that you don't have that in your space anymore. And then we're doing dried flower resin ornaments. So this is just a way to use some cute dried flowers and stickers to make a unique keepsake for the year. Maybe this would be like a tradition you could do for each December, making your own ornament out of resin. And so I think that we've had 1, 2, 3, or 4 people reserve already. So we only have 20 slots each month when we do our crafting event. And if you're interested, you reserve for $5. I did also put in the newsletter, we have next year, we are doing our readings events a little bit differently. We're gonna make them more intentional and sacred instead of just like a come as you go. There will be, I think, one event that is the open house style, but the rest of these are going to be appointment times, and it will be for the $60. And for the first one, it is January 10th, and the appointment slots that are available start at 3:30 and they last for an hour. You'll rotate 20 minutes with each sister, and each sister is going to have 4 months of your yearly forecast for next year. So like January, February, March, April is going to be done by one sister that's going to help you understand what you need to know about those months, what you maybe need to prepare for, and such. And then the next sister does the next 4 months, and the next sister does the next 4 months. And so therefore you'll get your whole yearly forecast, which I think is super exciting. I have looked at my yearly forecast every month this year. that I did last year for myself, and it has resonated in all of the spots. Some things, like I was like, oh, I did not actually think that that was gonna go this way, but it makes sense. So sometimes our spirit team can be a little tricky. We also have a bone processing class in January 25th at 4 p.m. for $50. We do have 19 spots available. It is Bree is going to be doing the class, and you will be taken through the process of preparing the bones from a rat specimen. So you will be using like a scalpel, and we will be doing things that can be cringy to other people, but we have a lot of people that are interested in harvesting the bones off of animals, especially like when you see roadkill or something like this. This sounds really weird. We're really weird. We like to honor and make things sacred, and sometimes you can use bones for different craftings and things, so it would be nice to understand how to whiten and what the process is of that. And so because we've had an interest, we want to make sure that we're providing some new classes. So each month we will be having a class. So we already have every month we do a crafting event, which is really fun. I know that some of you are a little bit nervous about doing crafting events because like you want friends to come with you, and so you don't want to come alone, but I promise you, you will not be lonely at the craft, and it is super fun. Like we make sure to rotate around and make sure that we're checking on you, chatting with you. Like it is a very healing experience, and we'll walk you through the process. You say, oh, I'm not good at crafting. Crafting is a part of inner child work, and it really helps to be creative. And to craft, like it isn't actually about the craft. It's more about healing your soul and knowing that the energy you put into something and the love you put in something is more important than the perfectionist that you like. That's not good enough, that doesn't look good. Like we want you to understand that it's okay if it looks a little weird, a little quirky. Like you get better as you keep going and as you become more confident in yourself. So those are super fun. And what I was saying is, like, every month we will have a class. So every other month, the sisters will do a class, whether we're combined sisters or just separately. And then every month that we're not doing a class, we will have a special guest doing a class. So that's why we asked Bree to come do this class for us. And then I think in February, Crystal will be doing a crystal grids class. I also have some songs and journal prompts, and then like a little bit of how we felt, as each sister felt about last month. So we have just a lot of things coming up. This month, the spirit animal is the frog, and the crystal is your moss agate. So go ahead and get your moss agate out. I say a lot. Go ahead and get your moss agate out because we're gonna need it, and that can be for health, abundance, pain, all the things. Moss agate does so many things. Where is this? Am I logged in? Where's my projects? So it has the spirit animal message and all of that stuff. And then next month we will be working on divination. So those are your spiritual skills. So each month we're going to be highlighting a skill that you guys need to be working with. And so I will be posting mostly about the divination in the Coven group. So we have the Wild New Hope page, but the Coven group, if you're wanting to learn more or to see what other people are experiencing while they're doing these skills for January, it's going to be super simple. for like beginner to like not beginner level, but it is going to be meditating in the dark is going to be what I'm going to be talking about. Sometimes I'll give you a journal prompt. Sometimes I'll ask you to try to focus on a color, whatever it is to help us build those skills. But you should, I want to try to hold you guys accountable once a week, but you should honestly be sharing something daily in the Coven group about your practice. And even if maybe you didn't have time to meditate in the dark, if you saw a feather, I want you to be able to put a feather in there. If you had a spiritual sign or a spiritual epiphany, I want you guys to be sharing, and I want us all to be able to learn and grow together. Be like, oh, I remember the time so-and-so saw the feather, it meant this, and like I saw a feather and it meant that too, or something. You know what I mean? My lips feel really dry. I do have the spiritual message for the week. So for this week, this is what I'm getting. This may resonate for some people and may not resonate for everybody. If you didn't get the newsletter and you want it, let me know. But this is talking about soul connections. So the soul connections you have in your life. Maybe this is something you've already been thinking about, or maybe this is something that is going to come up in the next couple weeks. But it is talking about how your soul connections need to be cleaned up, and that the influence that others have upon you is needing to be released in a way, because it's blocking your ability to receive blessings and spiritual messages. So I have talked about when I see like the umbrella of negativity, if you're around like a narcissistic person, or you're around somebody that is very negative, like always talking negatively, they have that umbrella of negativity, like it blocks the blessings from coming down. But you're in that energy, so you're essentially carrying that umbrella as well, because you refuse to acknowledge that you mean more than them being comfortable in your energy. So I want you to think about the relationships you have, and I want you to understand if there's somebody that's maybe influencing you in a way to do things you don't want to do, or to be a person you don't want to be. I don't know. There's some sort of influence that this person is having on you, person or persons, and Spirit is asking you to be brave and to surrender and release whatever attachment this is. So that is your spiritual message for the week. If you've been thinking about detaching or distancing yourself from somebody, this may be your sign. Anyways, I hope you guys have a beautiful and wonderful day. I did not see if anybody was on because that thing's not working, but I love you guys. Oh, here's a cute little I'm grateful moment. So the elf is back, but our elf is different. He's a fat little elf, and he's cuter. Like, I don't know what kind of bull crap that elf on the shelf is. So we have a cute little fat elf named Clyde, and we also have a reindeer that's name is Melvin. Or no, Clyde is the reindeer and Melvin is the elf. I don't know. Troy named them. Troy did that. And so they were out this morning with the advent calendars for the boys, and Connor got up first and he came in my room and he asked for his phone and his iPad, which was fine. And then I was like, Connor, did you see what was in the hallway? And he ran out of my bed and he looked in the hallway, and there I had the elf and the reindeer and the advent calendars, and he was like running around. He was so excited, and he ran into the living room, and I was like, Connor, did you see it? Did you see it? And he was like, yeah. And then Cutler woke up, because my kids, they sleep hop from place to place, like in beds, in on couches, like whatever. I'm not a very strict mom because I was controlled. So if you wanted to sleep on the couch this past week, it was fine. And Connor sleeps wherever Connor sleeps. Listen, he barely sleeps. But Cutler woke up and he was like, what? What? Did you see what? And I was like, Connor, you got to show him. Go show him. And if you don't know, Connor's autistic, so he has a hard time communicating. And he went over to Cutler and he's like running around the living room and he's just so excited. He doesn't know what to say. And then he goes to Cutler and goes like this, which was so cute. Because he couldn't express like, come here, follow me. Like, because he's not able to, but he was able to be like, come on, like this. And Cutler followed him and he showed him the right spot. And then Cutler was like, holy shit, which that's not great either, but whatever. They were super excited and they got their little chocolate advent calendars. And last year I did have like a Lego advent calendar for them, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing that again because it was horrific. Well, this year I did a Lego one as well, but I learned from my mistake. So learn from my mistake if you're younger than me, and get the chocolate advent calendars for in the morning. But when they come back from school, then the other advent calendar magically there. So now Cutler will be able, and I got an easier one, so I think he'll be able to put them together himself. It's Minecraft, and then Connor is just a cute little wooden animal one, so it's not going to be Lego at all, because Connor lost all his pieces and destroyed it in like 2 seconds, and those things took forever to do. So anyways, we are doing that now, and I'm excited about that. That's a tradition that we'll keep for as long as we can, even though we're getting back into the old traditions of things. Ours is not really like Elf on the Shelf. It's just a reindeer and an elf bringing their advent calendars each day, each morning, and they'll be in different spots that they have to go find them. But we've had a lot of fun over the past week. I'm sorry I didn't open my schedule. It has been, it was a nice surrendering to allowing myself to rest. But if you need to get in for an appointment, for a Reiki appointment or a reading, let me know. I will be open today from 10 to 1, and then the kids are back home. So if you want to come shop crystals or stop in and get a mini reading for $15 or a regular reading for $25, you can do so. Some people think it's weird that when they drive here that it's a house, but like it's a house. It is a house. I run the business in my house. We have the events room, which is the garage that I changed into the events room. So it's like nobody parks in there. It literally is a crafting sound bath area. And then the whole basement, except for the bedrooms, is the crystal layer, and it's amazing. But get your moss agate out and understand that there may be some people influencing your energy or the way that you're acting, or may try to push you to do things you don't want to do. And this is a test to see how brave you are and how much you have grown. So have you learned the lesson on if you're able to put yourself first and be like, I actually don't want to do that? And maybe that has something to do with Christmas too. If you don't want to drag your kids out on Christmas Day, why are you? If you don't want to travel for Christmas, why are you? Like, Christmas is not supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be about the love and the magic that you can create. And it's supposed to be about the homemade things. And it's supposed to be about preparing your family for winter and setting intentions for your family to have love and healing in the home. Like, I don't know. We really need to not look so much at getting people the most extravagant gifts and going back to giving them handmade things. And I know that you can think, well, like, I could throw out a handful of names that they they don't like handmade things. They are very uppity, or they would not appreciate that. I don't care. That's what you give. Like, how do we change the hearts of people? We allow ourselves to continue to be ourselves, and like, they'll get a homemade gift from me every time, and eventually they'll either cherish those things, or if they throw it away, that's on them. But I did what I wanted to do, and like, anybody can go out and buy themselves a crock pot, or can buy themselves a toaster, or can buy themselves, like, we can go out and buy the stuff that we need most of the time, right? Or that we want most of the time. We can budget for it. But the homemade things you can't buy. And like, when you're older, like, I don't have any of those things, and I really would cherish those things if I had those things. So Cutler asked me yesterday, it was such a trigger. I was doing dishes, and he was like, Mom, where's your Christmas ornaments? Because Troy has some Christmas ornaments from his childhood, and I never really thought about it. I did have ornaments that I made as a child, but I have not been in contact with my mom, and she's a very toxic person, and so, like, that is not something I ever got. I had to manipulate the situation to get my baby books. Like, she's stolen from me, all those things, and he's asking me, well, where's your ornaments? And I don't have those things. Like, those things are things that we should cherish. Like, if we don't start that tradition of making those handmade things, like, then when our kids are older, where are they going to cherish those things? Like, how can they cherish those things if we never do those things? Like, we really need to get back into doing things like back in the day. I don't know, older traditions, because it's gonna be sad when they're older and they have no like little knickknacks. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys have a beautiful and wonderful week. If you need anything from me, message me. I am back open, and I will be working on my schedule so that you guys know when you can fit in Reikis. But have a good day. Bye.